Can I just hop on here today and vent a little bit, man? College football is in a nasty, nasty place, man. I hopped on Twitter earlier today and I seen this, man. Nico is in contract negotiations ahead of the 2025 season. What is this? Imagine reading this headline back in 2017, 2020, even 2015, maybe even last year reading this headline. Like, this is crazy to me, man. Negotiations? This is college football, man. It's obviously a very different space. But this is crazy. I want to talk about it and unpack it. The majority of my content is around college football, the video game, but I also want to talk about real life college football, man. We'll do some more videos like this going forward, whether it's mock drafts, just talking about the games, different things that happen. We'll do more of this, especially if y'all like it. So if y'all do, like, comment, subscribe. But what is going on, man? What is going on? One of the best, youngest quarterbacks in college football at one of the top SEC schools is on the verge, in my opinion, of having a breakout season. He probably will be a top 10 quarterback in college football, and you're telling me he's on the verge of transferring out because contract negotiations, man. What do we have going on in college football, man? I feel like this is bad for the game, obviously. No, players getting paid is good. We want players to get paid. We want players to receive money. But contract negotiations, like every single year, pretty much you have to renegotiate contracts with players, and at some point it's like, where do we stop this? Nico's first multi-million-dollar deal was one of the first large NIL contracts. When he first signed his NIL deal, when he went to Tennessee, that was one of the biggest contracts at the point. So it's like, you know, in the NFL at this point, every single time you see one of these top quarterbacks signing a new contract, they're setting the record. And I guess this is just going to be the new norm in college football as well, man. So rev sharing is coming to college football. It's coming very soon, as long as the judge make the decision everyone thinks he will, or I believe it's a she. As long as she makes that decision everyone thinks she will, rev share will be coming, and this all could look a little bit different. But this is nuts, man. This is nuts. Like, if I'm Josh, Tennessee head coach, what do I do, man? Like, I have to negotiate contracts while also, you know, coaching my team, while also recruiting, while also, like, I got to do all this different stuff. That's why you see these general managers now coming to college football. You see it especially with college basketball. Like, Trey Young just went on to be, I believe, a GM for his alma mater, and you've seen it in football as well. Damn near all these top teams have general managers, and that's probably a good part of their job is probably negotiate some of these contracts behind the scenes, because the head coach can't keep up with all this, man. I got worried about winning games, and now I also got worried about retaining my quarterback and paying him enough money so he don't transfer out. And like I said, from the player perspective, you obviously want to make money. But at the same time, it's like, what are we doing? Like, you on the verge of transferring out a top program in the spring. Like, he will transfer out within the next coming weeks when the spring portal open. And, you know, this could be a big shift. Where do it leave Tennessee? I don't know who Tennessee backup quarterback is, but it will leave them in a very vulnerable spot. And whoever lands Nico, whoever is lucky enough to land Nico, who needs a quarterback in the SEC right now that's ready to compete? Well, maybe a couple teams. Maybe Georgia pick him up. I don't know. You don't know who's going to pick him up if he does transfer out. But this is some nasty work. I think my issue with it is, like, it's no end. Like, where do we end? Where do we draw the line? And there's no one doing that right now, man. The NCAA is not as involved. Even though they do want to set rules, they do want to step in at certain times, it's just no rules. There's no one setting any type of tone. If a player want to, you know, enter the portal looking for more money, okay, they could do that. That's cool. They could do that the next year. Then they could do that the year after that. They could do that the next semester. You have guys entering the portal 5, 6, 7, 8 times like it's normal. Like, entering the portal should not just be this transactional looking for money. It should be more so like, this is not a good fit for me, and I'm looking for a better fit to, you know, either my education, actually getting on the field. But it's all about just money. It's all about the cheese. And I get it, but we need some type of regulation, man. Because if you asked me about this 3 years ago, college football player negotiating contract in the middle of the year, you know, in between the seasons, you know, we're about to enter the college football season within the next coming months, and a guy is, you know, might sit out. You talking about a guy that could potentially sit out, like we see in the NFL, man. Guys sit out during training camp because they don't have a new contract. What if we seen that in college football? Like, it's the potential that could happen, man. Maybe he don't want to transfer out, but he's going to sit out until he actually get the number that he know Tennessee could provide him, but they don't want to give him. And then also at the same time, you want to leave enough money for the players around you so you could build a good team. And, every school only have a certain amount of NIL money that they could share. So if you're going to take 25% of the pot and only leave 75% for the rest of the whole entire team, well, that's kind of messed up. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Just scrolling down. First of all, we're on on3sports.com. We got the top 10 quarterbacks. He's ranked number 10 right here on this list, man. At least this guy got him ranked number 10, whatever. I think Nico's a little bit better than number 10 in my opinion. I also think Garrett Nussmeier should be a little bit better than this. But also stuff like this is some things I'm thinking about dropping, man. Some tier lists, some college football 25 tier or 26 tier lists for like teams that have the potential to win the national championship, Heisman Trophy stuff, even like some quarterback lists like this. I think it's a pretty bad list, to be honest with you. I think it's an awful list, man, if I'm being honest. But y'all let me know what y'all think about the whole thing, man. I just want to come on here and vent a little bit, hear y'all opinion. And one last thing before we get out of here, April 7th, you have the president of the NCAA. I got Charlie Baker coming out and saying that, with the ruling, as long as it goes the way we think, pretty much 50% of athletic department's revenue. 50%. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. I'm a person that work in the athletic department. You're talking about 50% of our revenue now have to go to student athletes, and I'm for it. Like I said, I strongly believe student athletes should get paid, but 50% of the revenue is now going, like, where is that revenue going now? Like, you have to find that revenue to give to them. It's like, what are you cutting out? Some things will be cut out, and that's what a lot of these athletic departments have to decide, man. I don't think people really understand how big of a deal this means for some colleges, man. Some colleges are shutting down, like their athletic department, man. It's a college in PA. I forget the name of the school. They recently shut down their whole entire athletic department because they couldn't sustain. Like, they don't have the revenue. You have Division I schools. I believe another PA school. They made the NCAA tournament. They went from D1 to D3 within weeks. Literally 2 weeks ago, they literally went down to D3 because they just don't have the revenue to compete as a D1 school. As a D3 school, you might not have to do as much traveling. You got to pay less money. Like, you're going to have, like, everything's going to be cheaper as a D3 school. So you're going to see a lot of that, man. The world of college sports will look very different over this next year. And I feel like enough people not talking about it, man. Enough people don't really know what's going on. It's going to be different, man. Like I said, I work in the athletic department, so maybe that's why I'm more involved and I know a little bit more of what's going on. But it's going to look very different with this settlement that is happening right now. And even Kirby Smart calling out other teams, man. Kirby Smart calling out other teams for tampering. It's happening, man. It's happening. Nico, somebody might call Nico. Hey, what they paying you over there, man? Our quarterback room not looking too good right now. We might need something. Not saying that happened, but it could have. Nico in contract negotiations, he's like, hey, a little birdie told me I might be getting $10 million if I enter that portal. You never know what's going on, man. There's some crazy stuff going on in college football, man. You got Kirby Smart calling out different coaches, different programs for, presenting offer to some of their players. And, obviously Georgia's a top program, and some of Georgia backups could be starters on other teams. And, all I got to do is make that call, make it happen. If I'm another head coach or a part of the program, that stuff probably is happening. Kirby Smart calling people out. It's probably not for no reason. It's some nasty stuff going on in college football. And I want to continue to talk about it, man. If y'all enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. If y'all want to see more, let me know down below. But we on to the next one.